hadn't been playing for a long time, and there was a point where certain individuals wanted him to be gone, and I went to Greg and I said, "Yo, dude, you need to step it up," and Greg did, and the rest is history. So there you go.
It was one of those things where it was kind of starting to go to my head, and then you start thinking, well, I'm in the band, I don't need to fucking really practice. You know what I mean? It was a really fucking rookie move. But like I said, I'd only been playing 3 years when I joined the band.
Right. And the stuff we were doing, the stuff that we were writing for Higher Form of Killing was obviously really complex, hard to play, tough stuff, hell, it was tough for us, and we were writing it. So
I tell you what it did is it pissed me off so much that it motivated me. I'm like, all right, okay, I see where you guys are coming from. Let's game on. You know what I mean? And buddy, and I'm gonna tell you what, if you didn't have that fucking attitude, you wouldn't make it in this band.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We had really high standards. Between myself and Arthur, super driven, super driven. I gave 150% every fucking day of my life back then, and so we knew we wanted to get signed, and that was the whole goal, obviously, and we didn't want anybody to hold us back. And because I had no doubts in my mind that we were going to get signed. Matter of fact, it was funny. I just ran across I need to post it on the Intruder Facebook page. I have a Metal Blade rejection letter telling us, yeah, thanks, but no thanks. You're not really what we're looking for. And 2 years later, we got signed by him. So there you go.
Yeah, 2 years later, they came looking for us.
Yep.
So now, what would you guys say? What's been some of your most memorable tours that you guys have done?
I'd have to say that first one that we did with Hellstar was just off the fucking chain.
Absolutely.
That was because that was our first real tour, you know what I mean? And everything was new, everything was fresh, you know. And
we were like kids in a candy store.
And to be honest with you, man, we were on a fucking mission. We were on a mission to take over the fucking world, and I'm not even kidding. That's how we felt. No one was going to deny us. No one was in our fucking way.
Yeah.
That's the way we looked at it.
Yeah,
I think we scared those guys.
We did, because we not only played fucking hard as you could possibly play, we also played in the fun sense of not in the band hard as fuck too. So Hellstar didn't know what to make of us. They really were like, you guys. They actually told us. I remember one time James said, "You guys are fucking crazy," and we were like,
we high-fived each other and laughed.
And we were laughing. We were looking like, damn, Hellstar, you've been on 3 freaking international tours. How crazy can we be? And they couldn't believe how crazy.
They toured with Anthrax, right? Didn't they tour with Anthrax?
They'd already done 3 international tours, and they looked at us like we were insane. But we were just, look, you play in a band because, well, A, you're creative, but B, you want to have a good time. That's why you're in a band. Why, if you don't want to do that, go dig ditches. That's. So we just went, like Greg said, we went 1,000 miles a minute, and that was a blast, man. We had 3 tours with Metal Blade. So the first one was obviously amazing. The second one was fun. The third one was kind of a nightmare, and that's when we all broke up. So that's kind of it.
Yeah, speaking of Hellstar, Hellstar is on the Combat label with David Ellison.
What's that?
I said, speaking of Hellstar, they're on the David Ellison Combat Records label.
Oh, they are? Is a new one going to be on there?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Yeah, I just talked to James about 2 weeks ago, and He's such a great guy, man. He's always fired up. He's been into it nonstop since day one. So
yeah, we became really good friends with those guys out on the road.
yeah,
But we had to break the ice with them.
they really didn't know what to make of us.
They were really serious dudes, and you know we would be on the interstate, and they'd get in front of us and drive for a while, and we'd get in front of them and drive for a while, and we finally said, you know what? Fuck this. Let's break the ice with these guys. So we went past them one time. We all had our asses hanging out the window.
Yeah, they about swerved off the road and almost crashed.
And that broke the ice. You know what I mean? They turned around, did it to us, and we were ready because we knew they were going to do it. So we'd done marked up scorecards and was prepared to put them up in the window.
Yeah, like the Olympics.
And they about drove off the road again, you know. So that really broke the ice.
They're really good dudes, and it was just a great tour. I mean, you know, you finally get signed to really a major label. Your dreams come true. You're on the road. You're thrashing people. I mean, you know, what more do you need, right?
Yeah, Hellstar is a band that just gets heavier and heavier with each release.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, and they're still going, man. You know, so props to them. They've been putting out a lot of music, man. They were there at Headbangers Open Air last year.
I mean, they do. That's a prime example right there. I mean, they do I think all the recording gets done at Larry's house. Larry's got his own studio, and they do everything. They do everything in house. So I mean, all Dave Ellison has to do is put it out. You know, you got to pay for any of the recording. He just got to put it out.
Yeah, that's true. And James was going to be at HOA with Seven Witches, so I was looking forward to seeing James again.
Now, do you guys have any funny or embarrassing moments on stage?
On stage?
Yeah, anybody fall over on stage or anything?
I cut my hand pretty bad opening up for Morbid Angel in Boston on the bridge of my guitar, and my guitar's white and blood was running down it and everything, you know, but I wasn't fucking stopping. But I'm gonna tell you what, man, it was the crowd got even more pumped. It was like there was fucking blood in the water. I mean, they really fucking started going at it then, man. But blood was streaming down my guitar. And
Morbid Angel probably thought it was just part of the show.
Well, I tell you what, though, the thing about that show, because we played with Morbid Angel, Entombed, and Unleashed. It was Unleashed. And we had the crowd so insane, they were exhausted. And the dude, what's the guy's name from Morbid Angel, the lead singer?
David Vincent.
He was crying. No shit. He was actually crying because the crowd would not get all fired up because they were exhausted after we got done.
I think he was crying because the devil didn't show up for him that night.
I mean, he was trying to get the crowd into it, and they just were exhausted. I mean, just Greg bleeding all over him was.
Yeah, the devil didn't show up for him that night. He really let him down.
He literally, honestly, he probably will never admit it, but he was actually in tears that night because he just couldn't get the crowd, and he was like, "Those guys!" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's just what we do." And so that was one of the fun nights.
I can't really think of any really embarrassing things other than getting sick. You know, puking in a bucket on the side of the stage. I mean, that's.
Yeah, we did a show in Georgia. I think it was Augusta, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it was where University of Georgia is. What is it?
It was James Brown's one of James Brown's
hometown. What is that?
But we were Jimmy had ate something that messed him up so bad that
Athens, Georgia.
Athens, yeah, it's James Brown hometown, and Jimmy had eaten something that made him so sick that we couldn't even go into the hotel room because it was completely heinous. We were gagging. So we got on stage, And after every song, Jimmy would go run off the stage and throw up. And we finally decided, like, we need to cut this. We probably have to cut the thing short. So we came on and did Mr. Death. And when the solo came on, Jimmy ran off stage. Well, Jimmy never came back. So Arthur gets done with the solo, and he looks around, and we're all looking at each other. So Arthur keeps playing the solo, and finally we were like, oh, I guess Jimmy died. So I finished singing the third verse, and that was the end of the show.
No, I remember one. You remember when we got booked into the Antenna Club in and that wasn't a bad thing. And it wasn't a bad thing, but we got booked into the Antenna Club in Memphis.
Oh my God, yeah.
It was a punk club. It was a
hardcore punk club.
Hardcore punk. I mean,
hardcore.
And we looked at each other and we go, well, they're not going to fucking dig this. And we started playing fucking, what was it? The Clash. We started playing Clash.
We played the Clash, and then we played Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah. We ended up playing Louie Louie. They all ended up
got up on stage and sung with us. They said it was the best fucking time and the best show they'd ever seen.
Yeah, we won them over. And after we got done, this one dude came up to me and he goes, "Man, you guys are really good, but the next time you come, there's a really good metal club up the street." We just started laughing. We can rise to any occasion.
Yeah, we just thought that we might want to try to play something they know, or fucking they might start throwing chains at us.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about that was, we were influenced by a lot of punk bands because back in the day, when we were playing as Transgressor, we played with a lot of hardcore bands, and we did it on purpose. We made sure that we did a double bill with like a hardcore band, and that was back when, nobody mixed styles. Like if you weren't metal, if you were a hardcore band, you never listened to metal. If you were a metal band, you never listened to hardcore. And we really tried really, really hard to try to integrate the different genres. And I think we did a pretty good job. What do you think, Todd? I mean, we had good crowds.
Well, yeah.
And it was unheard of back then. I mean, it was before
there were a lot of
did,
There were quite a few really good hardcore bands from Nashville.
Yeah.
FUCT.
Yeah.
I mean, we took FUCT out on our second tour with us.
Well, that's right. When we did the Escape from Pain tour, we took FUCT, which was a local hardcore band, with us to be the opening act. Which, even then, a lot of people were like, "Huh?" But we were like, "Hey, man, expand your mind, people."
Yeah, they were good friends.
Good music.
We had a great time.
Yeah, had a great time, man. So, but yeah, most of the time, man, we were a really, really, well, I say we still are. We were a very good live band back in the day. I always thought that our albums never really captured us live, even though, the albums are good, don't get me wrong, but live, we were just a brutal band. I mean, nobody could touch us. Just to make a comment on that, we played the Stone in San Francisco, and we got done, and we were up there to get our money, and the guy that was running the Stone at the time, which obviously is the famous club where Megadeth and Metallica and everybody got their start, Slayer.
Right.
And he looked, and I was trying to get our money, and he looked at us and he goes, "I got to tell you something." He said, "I've seen Slayer and I've seen Metallica." He said, "You guys kicked their ass. Now get the fuck out of my club." So we knew he wasn't lying. But
I remember we played in Vancouver, and they had us billed as that we were from New York. And we got up there and we played, and Jimmy goes, "We're not from fucking New York. We're from motherfucking Music City, Nashville, Tennessee." And we fucking lit up into them, and the guy, and it was, and we were on fire. I mean, that's probably one of the best shows I can remember us playing. There was a bunch of them because we were that was our thing. That's what we really prided ourselves in, was bringing the live show. We didn't stand there and play. We called it intruder sizing.
Yeah, that's right.
But I got off stage, and this guy comes up to me. He's blonde headed. He's got his hair combed back in wings, and he goes, "Man, you guys are fucking incredible. I've never seen anything like it before. I mean, blah, 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 blah." And I'm All right, man, cool. I'm glad you like it. I'm really glad you like it. I'm gonna go up here and get a beer, dude. But I really do appreciate it. And I go up and get a beer. About 15 minutes later, our manager comes up to us, and goes, "Hey, Greg, what's happening?" I'm like, "I'm just having a beer, just relaxing a little bit." She goes, "The guy that just came up to you?" I said, "Who?" "The blonde-headed guy." I said, "You mean the guy with his hair back and wings?" She goes, "Yeah." She goes, "Do you know who that is?" I was like, "No, I don't." She goes, "That's Bob Rock." And I immediately started laughing and said, "Who names their fucking self Bob Rock?" You know what I mean? I started laughing. She goes, "You know the Black Album y'all been listening to coming across the country?" I said, "Yeah, he did it." And I was like, "Holy shit." Because I fucking just elbowed him off of me because, people come up to us back in those days all the time, would give us tapes, like we were able to help them, man. We really wasn't. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would oblige them, and I would be kind and considerate about it. But they would give us tapes and stuff, thinking that we would be able to send it on up the chain to help them out. Well, really, we were trying to help ourselves out, but that was Bob Rock.
Well, you remember, Greg? I don't know if you remember, but when we played, I'll never forget when we played in Seattle, and we got done with the show, and those two dudes came up to us, and they were like, "Man, you guys are fucking great. You're great." And we were like, "Cool, man. We appreciate that." And we were like, "You play in a band?" They were like, Yeah, dude, man. Our band's called Soundgarden." And we were like, "Yeah, that's cool." Had no fucking idea.
Had no idea who they were. They hadn't even taken off yet.
It was Chris Cornell and the guitar player. And they were just like, "You guys are fucking great." And we were just like, "Yeah, cool, dude." And then, of course, a couple of years later, we're like, "Holy shit, that's those dudes."
Well, when they came to play Nashville, Greg and Arthur, didn't you guys show them around town after they played?
I think Arthur did. I don't know where I was that night, but I think maybe Arthur did.
It was so cool because, like I said, it was Chris Cornell, and I can't remember the guitar player's name, but they loved us.
Kim something. His name's Kim something.
And they loved us, man. They just thought we were amazing, and we were, of course, when they said Soundgarden, we was like, "Yeah, that's cool," because that was so early. That was 1989.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they had the last laugh. So there you go.
All the way to the bank.
Yep.
We've actually done a lot of cool shit, man. We've actually met a lot of cool people. We've been a lot of cool places, and hopefully, this fucking bullshit goes away or whatever the fuck it is, and we can get back to doing what we love to do, and that's playing on stage in front of people that enjoy what we do.
Yeah, I tell you, what's really cool, Dave, that the fact that you want to do a podcast with us. After all this time, that there's still people interested in the band and what we have to say and want to hear us play. That right there is a testament, not the band, but a testament, to the impact that you've made on people's lives with your music. And that's really, at the end of the day, if you're playing your music, nobody fucking remembers you or gives a shit about your music, then what was the point, right?
Yep.
Okay, maybe you got laid, whatever. But at the end of the day, like I said, after all these years, and I'll tell you, well, let me give you a good high. You asked about a couple live high points. And the one that really probably sticks with me the most is we went to Germany, and Todd wasn't with us at the time because he was still in witness protection. But we went to Germany on a reunion.
That witness protection thing is a joke.
Yeah,
Todd had just moved away. We didn't know where the fuck.
We didn't know where he was. People kept asking, "Where's Todd?" And finally we were like, "He's in witness protection." And
I disappeared for 12 years.
Yeah, but anyway, we were playing a show in Germany, and this was in 2000. It was either 2004 or 2005, and there was a band over there called Hatred, and the guitar player in the band was an American. The rest of them were Germans, and he was in the army at the time, and he was a huge Intruder fan. And so before we did the festival, they wanted to do a show in Munich, and they were like, look, if you play, man, you can play on our equipment and we'll open up. So we did the show. We had a great time. It was amazing. It was fun. And then we got done and we're standing outside the club, and the guitar player comes out and he starts crying, literally like bawling. And we were like looking at each other like, dude, what's up? And he just goes, I don't want you to think I'm a bitch. He said, but you're my favorite band that I've ever met, and I can't believe that I've actually played a show with you. And we looked at each other like, oh my God, like this is really what it means. Like you actually touch somebody with your music so much that the guy was actually crying as an adult. And I never forgot that.
I'll tell you what went through my head when that was happening. What went through my head was, fuck, man. I was just a young kid who picked up the guitar in my bedroom in Nashville, Tennessee, with no aspirations of anything ever fucking happening, and never knew what was going to happen with it or not. I picked it up just for the love of playing. You know what I mean? And then when something like that happens, man, I mean it's so humbling, but it's so rewarding all at the same time.
Well, it is humbling because you're talking 2005, and our last album was in '91, and still that's
we're 5,000 miles away from home at this point.
Yeah, so that really stuck to me, and then I've had some messages on the Intruder Facebook page where one guy sent a message and said, like, if it wasn't for higher form of killing, I probably would have taken my life. He actually messaged that and said, I was thinking about killing myself, and your album got me through it. And I was like, holy shit. What do you say to that? Other than like, I'm glad we could help you, man. But that's when you realize like it's more than just okay, I'm writing some songs, I'm gonna go party and have a good time. I mean, it really touches people's lives,
right?
And that makes it all worthwhile,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely heavy, and I'll tell you something else that's really cool too is the resurgence of these young fans that are like getting on our page and stuff from Brazil and just all over the place.
I actually on Twitter, there's 2 or 3 videos of some kids, man, and I swear they're probably 17, 18 years old. I don't know if you saw them, Greg or Todd, but they're actually playing along to one of the songs on Higher Form of Killing and one on Psycho Savant. They're doing the whole song while they're playing guitar.
Really? Yeah. I have not seen it.
Yeah, really cool. And they're probably 17, 18 years old. So
there's a couple of guys that have transcribed and shown how to play some of the the Martyr, the first song, which it's really cool. They're not playing it exactly right, but the point is that that's a really surreal thing to see. You know what I mean? Because we are not fucking Metallica. It's.
Yeah, I mean, we're a cult. We can definitely be called a cult band. But it's still got a cult out there. So. And just to throw this out there, Arthur is going to be doing a series of videos of every song on a higher form of killing on how to play that riff, and he's going to call it "How the fuck did you play that?" And he's going to be doing that shortly. So he's going to start with the Martyr, and he's going to break down some major riffs and stuff. So we thought that would be really cool for some of the Intruder fans, whether you're a musician or not, to see like how that stuff is done, because I to this day watch Arthur play some of these riffs and I go, oh my God, and Greg too as well. Like, how the fuck do y'all do that? So
it's definitely the Intruder stuff is definitely a different way of thinking. It's a different way of attacking. For sure, but it is attacking nonetheless.
I'll tell you one, and I'll tell you one thing else. It's deceptively. I don't know if I want to say deceptively simple, but people listen to it and they're like, "Oh yeah, okay." And because I've had a few bands that had messaged me and they were like, "Hey man, we're going to cover one of your songs in the band." And I was like, "Awesome, let me know." They never did it, so obviously. hearing it and then trying to pull it off is two different things. So I just leave that out there. The band shall be nameless.
Yeah, it's awesome that you guys, made such an impact on so many people, man.
Yeah, we're humbled, man. Like Greg said, it's it's 2000. I would have never thought. Let's put it this way: in 1991, when the band basically imploded, if somebody had asked me in 91 or even in 92, do you think you guys will ever be back together? I would have went, fuck no, number one. And in 2020, hell no. So here we are. And again, thrilled that Todd is back in the band and we can, have the original Metal Blade lineup, man. Which people, when we announced that, people were just thrilled. So
you're ready to fire on all 5 cylinders now.
We're ready, man. We're ready to do it. Like it's this fucking COVID virus would just let things be. We're ready to do it.
Man, I think I was more worried about catching fucking herpes than I am this shit. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, well,
that's just my personal opinion.
I'm in the age group where I have to be worried about it because I am older than all the other guys in the band by many years. So there you go. I was like the grandpa in the band.
Grandpa Metal.
Yeah. So let's put it this way. Kroger's, I don't know what they have in Illinois, but Kroger's here and Publix, they all have the senior citizens hour in the morning. I can go to that. So there you go. But I can still fucking thrash on the drums. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I just hit 52 on Tuesday.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, well, you're in the club. You're in the club.
Everybody in the band's 55. I'm 60.
No, Arthur and Jimmy are 56.
Yeah, well, I'll be 61 this year, so I'm not too far away.
I think me and Todd are 55. You're 55, right, Todd?
Yeah.
I tell you too, man. I remember being young and seeing people that were in their 50s, and these guys would just go to work, come home, rinse and repeat, and just be waiting to die. You know what I mean? And it's and now that I've gotten here, I'm pleasantly surprised that that's not how my life is.
I'm surprised I'm still alive. That's what's surprising. Because they told me in high school I was never going to make to 30. So there you go. But we're here.
Now, when you guys get together and jam together, do you feel young again when you're back jamming?
What was that?
I said, when you guys get together and do shows and jam together, you feel young again up there on stage?
Oh, hell
absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
It all disappears, man. Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, when I get off, it's funny. Like, 'cause when we're rehearsing, sometimes we'll rehearse for like 3 freaking hours, right? And I feel fine until I step up off the drum stool, and then I'm like, I can't move my legs, my arm hurts, my back hurts, but yeah, while you're playing, it all melts away.
It's for us playing guitar or bass or whatever, the one thing that I've learned that I didn't really know how to do back when I was younger because I was so fucking hyped up is being able to relax. The more you relax, the faster you can play and efficiently. Now, in John's case, John has to move every appendage, and everything he hits, there's a rebound that sends shock through his fucking body.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's definitely harder for a drummer at this age than for a guitar player.
I've had hand surgery, I've had elbow surgery, and they want me to have shoulder surgery. So, you think about it, you got to.
None of that is from masturbation.
Yeah. Well, my right arm is bigger than my left, but no, like Greg said, playing. And it was interesting. I read an article not long ago about thrash metal and extreme metal. In the 80s, if you think about it, nobody was doing that shit before the 80s. So the bands in the 80s are like a test group, for want of a better word, of like what that does to your body and things of that nature. And you can see in some bands, like, you know, they're fucked up. They look 1,000 years old and they have problems. And again, I've had surgeries. It's tough to play this kind of. Your body was never meant. In my case, you know, my body was never meant to grab a hunk of wood and smash metal stuff and other stuff at 9 billion miles an hour, you know, for hours on end. It's just not made to do that. So it's obviously going to take some abuse. And even guitar players, I mean, you know, you're fast drilling, down picking. You know, your arm's not meant to do that. So it takes a little bit. It takes a little bit off you, but you do what you enjoy and you keep doing it until you can do it.
Yep.
You know, as far as relaxing and playing, I have to tell you, man, I haven't stumbled across that until here in the last couple of years. It's the weirdest fucking thing. And all of a sudden, it's just like, you know, I thought to myself, I'm going to try to do this without trying to really fucking tense up. And I'm playing better and cleaner, and I mean,
yeah,
I've just stumbled across that shit.
I'll ask you that, Greg, when we get on stage live afterwards. You can't help but get fired up when you're on stage.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean? I'm the same way. I'm trying to, like, relax, and then even when we're rehearsing and the songs are cooking, man, and Arthur's doing, like, this fucking insane solo, you just can't help but all of a sudden turn it up to 1 billion.
Yeah, we'll probably be, you know, beat up worse than a fucking test dummy.
Yeah, arms all pumped up. But hey, it's worth it.
It is. It's fun.
Yeah, so we hope everybody gets a chance to see us play. We thought about, like, if this COVID thing really screws some shit up, you know, if we have to postpone the Nashville show to a later date in the year, broadcasting that live so everybody could see it. So that's also part of the plan. And hopefully that'll happen.
The technology is there for sure.
Yeah, I mean everybody's doing live streaming now, which is really awesome. I mean, it's great that people are playing, you know, through Facebook or what, YouTube, what have you, so people can still see their favorite bands at home while they're shut in. Yep. So we're hoping that we can do the same thing with the Thrashville show, because that show will have a full set list, whereas most of the other shows will just be playing the Higher Form of Killing album. That's it, because of time constraints.
Right.
But the Thrashville show's got a really cool set list. We're doing the whole album. We're doing 4 songs from Psycho, and we're actually playing a song off of Live to Die, which we haven't told anybody yet, and we're not going to tell them what it is, but it's a song we haven't played since the year the album came out, so that'll be real fun.
That's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah. So, well, hey guys, I want to thank you guys for taking time to be on the air today, man.
Hey, we appreciate it, man, big time.
My pleasure, brother. This has definitely been fun, just to kind of, you know, be talking about things that happened before and stuff, you know, to somebody outside of the circle. You know what I mean? It's kind of
right.
It really is fun to kind of relive a lot of that stuff, because you made me think about asking the question. You made me think about some things that I haven't thought about in a long time. So it's definitely really cool. I really appreciate it.
And again, man, the fact that, you know, people are still interested in hearing what we have to say is just priceless. So there you go.
Awesome. Well, you guys, we'll do another one in the future, definitely, man.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Dave.
You get that new album out, then I'll spin some of that shit for you guys.
Oh, that'll be great. That'll be great.
So much. Thank you so much, brother. We appreciate it.
Yeah, man, metal on. Thrash. Woo!
Yeah, keep thrashing, guys, and stay safe, man.
All right, you too, man. Stay
All right.
healthy.
Take care.
All right, bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, that was Traitor to the Living from Intruder off their album Psycho Savant 2001 release. Once again, I want to thank Todd, John, and Greg for calling in, doing an interview. It was fucking awesome. And for everybody else that listened in, hope you enjoyed the interview. Keep on thrashing. Stay safe. Have a great night. And in about 20 minutes or so, I'll have Warlock Doro Guitarist will be on with me. You don't want to miss that one.